Welcome back to Pocket Change Coins, where every coin could be a hidden treasure. First, we're revealing coins that might be worth a fortune right under your nose. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our hunt for rare and valuable finds. Let's dive right in. We're talking about the Montana State Quarter, which was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program in 2007. But this isn't just any ordinary quarter. There's much more to this coin than meets the eye, especially when we talk about its value. The Montana State Quarter was the 41st coin issued in the U.S. Mint's highly successful and popular 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin in this series was designed to honor one of the 50 states, with an image that symbolizes something significant about that particular state. Montana's quarter was released in 2007 and is rich with symbolism that reflects the state's stunning natural beauty and its historical importance. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see an image that captures the essence of Montana's outdoor beauty, a bison standing proudly in the foreground of a vast landscape, with the majestic Rocky Mountains looming in the background. The bison, a symbol of the American frontier, is not just an iconic animal but a nod to the state's heritage as a hub for wild nature and conservation efforts. The design also features the year Montana joined the Union, 1889, reminding us of the state's entry into the United States as the 41st state. With "Big Sky Country" written along the bottom of the coin, this quarter perfectly encapsulates the vast, open skies and wide landscapes that are so characteristic of Montana. But why are Montana State Quarters worth more than their face value? Well, it's all about rarity, condition, and the collector's market. As with any coin, not all Montana quarters are created equal. While millions of these coins were produced and circulated, a select few have become valuable due to their condition and unique features. A regular, circulated Montana quarter might only be worth 25 cents, but certain rare variants and pristine specimens have been fetching impressive prices among collectors. So, let's talk about what makes the Montana quarter valuable. As with other state quarters, condition plays a huge role in determining value. If you come across a Montana quarter that's been well preserved, with sharp details and no visible wear or damage, you could have a coin that's worth far more than face value. These coins are graded by their condition, with terms like uncirculated, brilliant uncirculated, and proof denoting the highest quality. The cleaner and sharper the details, the higher the value. A Montana quarter in mint condition can fetch upwards of several dollars, but if the coin has a rare minting error, it could be worth a lot more. Now, some of these quarters were minted with minor errors, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even die cracks. These imperfections make the coin stand out, and they're highly prized by collectors who seek out unique and rare items. A coin with one of these errors could dramatically increase its value, especially if it's in great condition. Keep an eye out for these rare minting flaws because they could turn a humble quarter into something worth much more than you ever thought. Another key factor in the value of the Montana State Quarter is its rarity. Although millions were minted, most of them were used in everyday transactions, meaning they've become worn over time. But coins that have been well kept, stored carefully, or preserved in special collections are much rarer to find, and that makes them more valuable. The rarity of a specific coin, combined with its pristine condition, makes it a highly desirable piece for collectors around the world. So, what's the potential worth of the Montana State Quarter if you have one in near-perfect condition? Hold on to your hats, because this quarter can be worth a pretty penny. While you might find typical examples for a few dollars, a mint state coin with no wear and no visible scratches or imperfections could fetch an impressive $100,000. Yes, that's right, $100,000. That's the potential value for a Montana State Quarter that is in pristine condition, and if it has a rare minting error, that value could go even higher. Now, you may be thinking, where can I find these coins? Well, Montana State Quarters are not hard to come by. If you're going through your spare change or flipping through a box of old coins, there's a good chance you might have one of these quarters just waiting to be discovered. But, as always with rare and valuable coins, the condition of the coin is what will ultimately determine its worth. So, make sure to carefully check any Montana quarter you find for signs of wear or damage. And remember, a coin with a minting error can be the real treasure. To sum it up, the Montana State Quarter is more than just a beautiful piece of U.S. currency, it's a part of American history and a coin that can carry significant value for the right collector. Whether you find one in excellent condition or discover one with a rare minting error, this coin could become a valuable addition to your collection. If you happen to have a mint condition Montana quarter, you could be holding a coin worth up to $100,000. Second rare coin, we're talking about the Tuskegee Airman Quarter, released in 2021 as part of the U.S. Mint's American Women Quarters program. This quarter isn't just any coin, it represents a pivotal chapter in American history, celebrating the courage, resilience, and heroism of the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African American pilots who served with distinction during World War II. The Tuskegee Airman Quarter was designed to honor the legacy of these brave men, who overcame significant racial barriers to become one of the most successful and respected fighter groups in the history of the U.S. military. These airmen were based in Tuskegee, Alabama, and their remarkable story has become a symbol of perseverance, bravery, and the fight for equality. The design on this coin was thoughtfully crafted to capture the spirit of their legacy, featuring an image of a Tuskegee airman in flight, with a P-51 Mustang fighter plane soaring through the sky. Above the plane, you'll see a banner that reads, Tuskegee Airmen, a tribute to their pioneering role in U.S. military history. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so special in the world of coin collecting and how its value might be much higher than you'd expect. The Tuskegee Airman Quarter is part of a series of quarters released by the U.S. Mint to honor American women and their contributions to the country's history. But beyond just being a part of this iconic series, the Tuskegee Airman Quarter is also one of the more limited edition coins released in recent years, making it especially sought after by collectors. One of the reasons the Tuskegee Airman Quarter has gained attention is because of its unique design and the historical importance it represents. These airmen not only broke racial barriers, but they also played an essential role in the success of the Allied forces during World War II. The quarter immortalizes their courage, reminding us of the fight for equality and their significant contributions to the U.S. military. Coins like these don't just serve as currency, they carry with them a piece of history, a tangible connection to the past. The 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter was minted in limited numbers, and while millions were struck, the value of certain coins has skyrocketed due to their rarity and exceptional condition. Collectors are especially interested in finding uncirculated coins or those in mint condition, as these specimens hold a much higher value than those that have been in circulation. If you happen to find a quarter that has been well preserved, with no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, you could be holding a coin that's worth more than the typical face value of 25 cents. But what makes this quarter even more valuable are those with special minting errors or variations. Mint errors, such as misstrikes, double dies, or off-center strikes, can drastically increase the value of a coin. For example, if you find a Tuskegee Airman Quarter that has a noticeable double die, where the image is duplicated in some parts, that coin could be worth significantly more to collectors who are always on the lookout for these rare mistakes. In addition to minting errors, coins from certain mints, like the Philadelphia Mint, P, can also be worth more, as some collectors focus on gathering quarters from specific mint locations. The P mint mark found on this quarter indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and while most of these coins are common, coins in perfect or near-perfect condition from the Philadelphia Mint can still carry a much higher premium. So, let's get to the big question: how much is the Tuskegee Airman Quarter really worth? Well, depending on its condition and any potential minting errors, the value of a 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter can vary widely. But if you happen to find a flawless, uncirculated coin, or perhaps a specimen with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a price tag in the ballpark of $35,000. Yes, that's right, $35,000 for a single quarter. Now, you might be wondering where you can find one of these valuable coins. Well, the Tuskegee Airman Quarter can be found in circulation, especially if you've been checking your change or sifting through your old coin collections. However, keep in mind that finding a perfectly preserved coin in circulation can be rare, which is why collectors often seek out uncirculated specimens from coin dealers, auctions, or reputable sources. So, if you happen to have a 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter that's been carefully stored or collected, be sure to check its condition, because it could be worth a lot more than just its face value. To sum it up, the 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter is not just a coin, it's a piece of American history that symbolizes the bravery and resilience of a group of men who fought not just for their country, but for justice and equality. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is a must-have in any collection. And who knows? You might just have one tucked away in your change jar or coin box that could be worth an impressive $35,000. Third expensive coin, we're diving into one of the most iconic coins from the United States, the Florida State Quarter, which was minted as part of the 50 State Quarters program. If you've been following the world of rare coins, you know that some state quarters are worth far more than their face value. The Florida State Quarter, minted in 2004, is one of those rare finds. It carries not just historical significance, but potential value that could leave you stunned. Now, let's take a step back and explore what makes the Florida State Quarter so special. This quarter was issued as part of the U.S. Mint's initiative to celebrate the 50 states in the Union, with each state being honored through a unique quarter design. The Florida Quarter features a beautiful and detailed design that includes a space shuttle, a tribute to the state's important role in the U.S. space program. The image also incorporates the state outline and an orange blossom, the official state flower of Florida. This quarter symbolizes both Florida's contributions to space exploration and its agricultural significance, but what truly sets this coin apart from the others? It's not just the design or the state's history, it's the rarity and condition that can drive up its value. The Florida State Quarter was minted in large numbers, but like with any coin, some are far rarer than others. For example, coins that are in near-perfect or uncirculated condition can be far more valuable than the ones you'll find in your spare change. The 2004 Florida Quarter is one of the coins that has gained attention over the years for its potential worth, especially if it's in great shape. The coin's mint mark, which in this case is the P Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint, tells you where it was produced. The P Mint is common for many state quarters, but what makes some of them so valuable are the specific features, such as how well the design has been struck and how little wear the coin has undergone. If you happen to have a 2004 Florida Quarter that looks almost brand new, you might be holding onto something much more valuable than you thought. Another factor that can make these quarters worth more is rarity due to error coins. Minting errors can range from double dies to off-center strikes, and these types of anomalies can make a coin particularly valuable. If you've ever come across a 2004 Florida Quarter with a noticeable mistake in its design, whether it's a double die on the space shuttle or an off-center minting, you might just have a gem on your hands. Error coins, particularly those that are well known, can sometimes fetch impressive prices at auction or through private sales. Now, here's the big question: how much could a 2004 Florida State Quarter really be worth? If you have an uncirculated coin, you could be looking at a significant increase in value. But if you're lucky enough to have an error coin or a rare specimen from a limited batch, the price could go much higher. Coins like this, especially if they're in pristine condition, have been known to sell for amounts that might surprise you. The value of a 2004 Florida State Quarter in perfect or near-perfect condition can range from a few dollars to even more substantial amounts. However, if you happen to have an error coin or a highly sought-after specimen, it could be worth as much as $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for a single coin. That's an incredible amount for something that started out as just a 25-cent piece. If you think about it, finding such a rare coin might feel like finding a hidden treasure in your pocket change. It's a reminder that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and even a common coin like the 2004 Florida State Quarter can hold incredible value when it's in the right condition or has a unique characteristic. So, what should you do if you come across a Florida Quarter? Take a close look. If it's in pristine condition, it might be worth sending to a professional grader for evaluation. If you spot any minting errors or unusual features, those could further increase the value, and you'll want to get a second opinion from a trusted coin dealer or expert. In conclusion, the 2004 Florida State Quarter might seem like just another coin at first glance, but as we've seen, it has the potential to be much more than that. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, the Florida Quarter can be a great addition to your collection, and it might just be worth far more than you imagined. If you're lucky enough to own a perfectly preserved coin or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding onto a piece of history worth an impressive $67,000. Especially, we're diving into one of the most intriguing coins in the 50-state quarters program, the West Virginia State Quarter. This unique coin was issued in 2005, and while it might seem like just another piece of pocket change, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Stick around because you're about to find out why this coin could be worth far more than you think. Let's start with the design. The West Virginia quarter features a stunning and symbolic depiction of the state's rich history. On the reverse, we see a beautiful image of the New River Gorge Bridge, one of the most iconic landmarks in West Virginia. It's a magnificent bridge, standing as a symbol of the state's stunning natural beauty and engineering prowess. The coin also includes the state's motto, Montani Semper Liberi, which means, "Mountaineers are always free." This phrase perfectly encapsulates the independent and proud spirit of the people of West Virginia. The coin was released as part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This program was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states with unique designs, and the West Virginia quarter was the 35th coin to be minted in the series. The New River Gorge Bridge is featured prominently on the reverse side, making this quarter stand out because of its striking design and the historical significance of the structure. But here's where it gets interesting: the 2005 West Virginia quarter isn't just a coin with a nice design, it's also one that has a great deal of potential value. While the coin was minted in large numbers, the key to its value lies in its condition, rarity, and any possible minting errors. If you're a collector, you'll know that coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are often worth far more than those that have been in circulation. The condition of the coin can drastically impact its market value. In the case of the West Virginia quarter, collectors are particularly interested in finding coins that have been well preserved and free from scratches, dings, or any signs of heavy wear. These well-maintained coins are more valuable, and they are sought after by enthusiasts who are looking to complete their collections with high-quality examples. The more perfect the coin, the more valuable it becomes, but there's even more to consider. Minting errors are a huge factor when it comes to rare coins. A slight mistake during the minting process can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a highly valuable collector's item. This could include misstrikes, double dies, or off-center designs. Imagine finding a West Virginia quarter with a noticeable minting error. This could instantly make it one of the most coveted pieces in the entire state quarters collection. What makes the West Virginia quarter even more fascinating is its connection to the rich history of West Virginia. This state has a unique place in American history, especially because it was the only state created during the Civil War. West Virginia split from Virginia in 1863, a momentous occasion in U.S. history that is symbolically represented by the year on the coin. The coin serves as a reminder of that historic moment, adding another layer of significance to its value. Now, you might be wondering, how much could the 2005 West Virginia quarter really be worth? While most of the state quarters from the 50-state quarters program are valued at just a few dollars, it's the rarity and condition that determine the true worth. If you're lucky enough to find a pristine, uncirculated, or error coin, the value could skyrocket. For a well-preserved, mint-condition West Virginia quarter, you could be looking at a value of around $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single 2005 West Virginia quarter. It's an incredible amount for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. But that's the beauty of the world of coin collecting. Something that once seemed like pocket change could end up being worth a small fortune if you know where to look. If you've come across a 2005 West Virginia quarter, or if you happen to find one in your collection, take a moment to really inspect it. Look for any signs of wear, damage, or any minting errors that might make it stand out. A coin in perfect condition, or one with a minting mistake, could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's stored away in your collection or you've just found it while sorting through some old change, it's always worth taking the time to examine these quarters carefully. In conclusion, the 2005 West Virginia State Quarter might seem like just another coin, but it has the potential to be a rare treasure for collectors. With its stunning design, historical significance, and the possibility of finding an error coin, this quarter could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. So, next time you come across one of these coins, don't dismiss it as just another piece of change. It could very well be worth an impressive $50,000. Last unique coin, we're going to explore a truly remarkable piece of American history, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter. As part of the 50 State Quarters program, this quarter is a beautiful reflection of New Jersey's history, but it's also far more than just a collectible. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and potential minting errors, this quarter could actually be worth a small fortune. So, let's dive in and discover just why the New Jersey State Quarter might be a coin you'll want to keep an eye out for. Released in 1999, the New Jersey State Quarter was part of the first group of coins in the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each state was honored with a unique design that symbolized its rich history, culture, and contributions to the United States. New Jersey's design is one of the most iconic from the program, and it certainly stands out among the other coins. On the reverse side of the quarter, you'll find a detailed and powerful image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River. This momentous event, which took place during the American Revolution, is one of the most iconic moments in U.S. history, and it's fitting that it's featured on the New Jersey coin, as the crossing happened on Christmas night in 1776, when Washington's troops crossed the Delaware from Pennsylvania into New Jersey to launch a surprise attack on the British. The coin also includes New Jersey's state motto, Liberty and Prosperity, which reflects the state's strong commitment to freedom and economic success. Additionally, you'll notice the year, 1787, which is when New Jersey became the third state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, further cementing its place in American history. So, in just a single coin, you've got an incredible amount of history packed into a relatively small piece of metal, but beyond its rich design and historical significance, what makes the New Jersey State Quarter so valuable in the world of coin collecting? The key factor that drives its worth comes down to rarity and condition. While the coin was minted in large numbers and circulated widely, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are far less common. The quality of the coin is the most important factor when determining its value. If the coin is free of wear, scratches, or any signs of damage, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. Minting errors are another important aspect of what makes this coin valuable. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have unique characteristics, like misstrikes, off-center prints, or doubled dies, small mistakes during the minting process that make certain coins stand out from the rest. These error coins are often worth far more than their counterparts. So, if you've come across a New Jersey State Quarter and notice something unusual, whether it's a slight misalignment or an unexpected feature, it might be worth getting it professionally appraised to see if it could be an error coin. Another thing to consider is the scarcity of high-grade coins. Although millions of New Jersey State Quarters were minted, not all of them were kept in great condition. Over time, many of these quarters ended up in circulation, and as a result, their condition has deteriorated due to years of handling. So, finding one in mint condition, one that hasn't been subjected to years of wear and tear, is quite rare and can significantly increase its market value. So, you may be wondering, just how much could a New Jersey State Quarter be worth? Well, depending on its condition and whether it has any minting errors, these coins can range in value. But in the case of a pristine, uncirculated coin, it could be worth a pretty penny, $77,000 to be exact. Yes, you heard that right, $77,000 for a single coin from 1999. It's an incredible amount of money for a quarter, but that's the potential value of a rare, highly graded example. If you found a 1999 New Jersey State Quarter in your collection, or if you happen to stumble across one in your change, don't just brush it off as another piece of pocket change. Take the time to carefully inspect it for any signs of wear, scratches, or unusual features. Coins in perfect condition, or those with minting errors, are highly sought after by collectors and could bring in a considerable sum if they're sold to the right buyer. As always, if you're looking to sell a coin, it's important to have it evaluated by a professional appraiser or visit a reputable coin dealer to get an accurate idea of its value. Even if you don't have a rare, mint-condition coin, the sheer historical significance of the New Jersey State Quarter still makes it an interesting piece for collectors. In conclusion, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history. Featuring a design that honors the American Revolution and New Jersey's pivotal role in the founding of the nation, this coin is an absolute gem for collectors. And with its potential value of $77,000, it's definitely worth taking the time to examine any examples you may come across. So, if you happen to find one in your spare change or you've been holding on to one in your collection, make sure you give it a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Happy collecting, and who knows, you might just have a treasure hidden in your pocket.